Their pairing seemed almost storybook until the facade began to crack and Ike's impatience took on a more public, dangerous, and abusive air. Tina suffered his wrath. As the picture-perfect world of the Ike and Tina Turner review started to unravel, so did Tina's own patience and her steadfast loyalty to a man to whom she felt committed, particularly after all he had done for her. But it was all that he was doing to her that finally gave her the strength to leave. So on that trusted day, Independence Day of 1976 in Dallas, Texas, after a tumultuous marriage and grueling years on the road, Tina took flight. An ugly divorce gave birth to a beautiful sense of freedom, and Tina Turner, a name that she was given by Ike but fought to keep, rested, regrouped, and returned. Nightclubs, game show appearances, and almost any gig she could get kept her afloat, but what she needed was a record. And with the first haunting riffs of Tina's renowned and sensuous rendering of Al Green's classic, Let's Stay Together, you knew that Tina had a hit, at least in Europe, where she had long been revered and continued to be treated like royalty. The single success was enough to convince Capitol Records that the tried and true talents of Tina warranted a full album, and what an album she did. On a shoestring budget of $150,000, Tina and her new and still manager, Roger Davies, put together a team that put together Private Dancer, her phenomenal comeback that featured the song that would become an anthem.
Nothing to say. So there's nothing to say because I hadn't done anything. I just held chocolates in my hand and it was melted. I had nowhere to wash my hands. And so, yeah, the fight started. I felt good fighting back because I really hadn't done anything. Okay with the singing. Maybe I'm not singing it because I'm not going to tell him I don't like the song, but about this type of thing, it was no. And then also it was just about not accepting it anymore, not accepting someone to hit me anymore about such things when I had actually sat down and talked to him about that arrangement. I'm here, and that's happening, but no more fighting. And so I fought back with as much as I felt good about it. I felt, even though I was getting the worst of it, but I felt good that I actually got one every now and then, you know. I have that sense of humor within all the pain. Sometimes something still comes through with it, you know. And I didn't really care that I was all swollen and crazy because I knew then that that was the last time. Something beautiful. I'd like to sing now. I'd like to sing for the people. I'd like to, how can I explain that? How can I say the same as, for a long time people referred to me as a dancer. And then when I started to record and gave them music, I was finally accepted as a singer, you know, not as a screamer, I mean good quality music. And so now I think also there is an audience that would just might like to sit an evening with Tina Turner just to hear me sing my music, all of it, all of those kind of songs.
And are you okay with that?
By the time I do it again, I will be. This is a long tour. It won't end for a while. It won't be for quite some time. I won't go out again for quite some time. And when I do it, I've already planned to do a very theatrical stage, something that's appropriate for that time so that I can get by with doing that. I won't sit down the whole time. It's in my mind. I'll create it now because it's there, and I know the people are kind of ready for it. In 3 years' time, I'll be 60 years old, and I don't think that I'm going to want to be jumping around. I might, but if I do, I will. But otherwise, I'm prepared now to be able to plan a show where I can have a part 1 and a part 2 to sing. Whatever you want to do, it's all right with me. Let me be the one you come running to. And I'll never be untrue. Let me say, how bad since we've been together. all I need. You make me feel I've found a wonderful place within me that I am. It feels, it's not something that I can actually, I would need as much time as you have had with this interview to explain it. I'm at peace with myself. I can say that. I think I'm over most of my karma, and my life is rolling very harmoniously, and days of happiness. Happiness is not something that's every day, you know. It's spurts of it, which makes it even more wonderful when it comes, you know. My life is good. I can't think of a thing at the moment that I really want to do. If I never did another thing at this time, I'm all right. Which I'm sure there are some other things that I will do because of this newfound feeling that I have within me. I feel like I can take a deep breath and say, I'm fine now. I'm okay. So you're all hard to choose. Time will ease the pain.